Jason's gonna spin it and spin Wortley with him.
Oh no! Oh, trouble for Powell! He spins it! The crash, the big one! And here comes 2 for 1.
To the inside, they're 3 by 3! That looks for turn 3. Oh no, he moved up! He moved up! Oh no! And here comes Mark!
The pass!
For the crossover! Gonna move behind, can't do it!
Checkered flag! Tyler Mallon wins at Atlanta!
Online Racing Network proudly presents NACOS. We're getting our hands dirty tonight with the first of 2 dirt races here on the NACOS schedule. It's the Captain's Ransom 160 presented by twitch.tv/Trace Rider from Wilmot Raceway in Wilmot, Wisconsin. As per usual, in the booth tonight, we have myself, I'm Jacob Hitz, alongside Trace Rider, here with you for the call tonight. Trace, you were supposed to be in the car, but you decided to pull a Brett Favre here and come back into the booth. We're glad to have you, but we miss you out on the racetrack for sure.
Yeah, I went out to see my spirit guide in the middle of the Midwest. He lives in a teepee in the middle of the desert. And I had a vision quest, and he told me that I should retire from NACOS. So here I am, retiring from NACOS.
Well, I guess that works for you, but we're glad to have you up in the booth full time. As these first 7 weeks have been pretty fun, and we've got 6 more weeks to go before this is all said and done. So now to the racetrack here. We know NR Dirt is different from any sort of reality. It's been described to us as PJ1 grass, which... Sure, I guess that works. How in the world are these guys driving this racetrack?
Well, you see, in dirt racing, if there are fans of the car series out there, you turn right to go left, right? So you have to use your momentum to carry the car and steer with the rear tires and the throttle as much as the front of the car, as if you were drifting. NR is a little bit different, so there's a lot less to the right, but you got to... It's about counter steering, keeping your car straight, carry the speed through the turns, and make some slide jobs. What's a good dirt race without a slide job?
Sounds about right. There you see the entry list up on your screen right now. We've got, 16 drivers here. There is one name that we have to scratch off, Hunter B. His wheel broke about 5 minutes before qualifying started. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. So he's out of commission for tonight, and he will be not starting tonight. Everybody else you see on your screen there, McGraw, Ethan Head, Malin, Molina, Cody, he's here, even though he's not streaming, said he wasn't feeling well. He's here, he's running this race, keeping the streak alive. 3 drivers making their 20th career NACO starts tonight. David Cornelius in the drive-through 77 machine, Ben Easterday in the 53, and Cody in that 28 car. Gonzalez is here, Carp, Delgado, Pantalica. Ben, as I already mentioned, Tommy Bordeaux, who looks very fast here, as well as Davey Hazard, who's won like 4 races this season, I think the last 4 in a row. David Alvarez is here, drive-through, Roger, and Sam Susarski is here as well. And, yeah, there's your entry list for tonight's race. We've got about a minute left here in practice. Roger Ray at the top of the board in happy hour right now with a 15.453. We'll talk about qualifying. Let's talk about it now.
Yeah. Well,
just because this track is 3/8 of a mile. We didn't do the Trace track facts. I'll pull it up on the screen right now if I can find it. There it is. I'll do it for you because it's really quick. 4 turns, 3/8 of a mile racetrack. Pit speed's 55 mile an hour because pit road's on the outside of this racetrack for some stupid reason. Fuel mileage is forever. They won't need to pit unless they're dead. Boom. Let's run through the lineup here.
all right. So starting on the pole, to literally no one's surprise, it's the 75 of Davey Hazard. Then outside of him will start his best friend and confidant, and I assume fellow pit stall and shower buddy, Tommy Bordeaux, will start in second place in the 57. Then it'll be Roger Ray, the ever enigma that is a Roger Ray. Shows up for some races, disappears for a bit, then shows up for some more. Happy to have him here tonight. Then Austin Delgado will start outside of him in the 39. The Ben Crazy, We'll start a shrimp-friendly third row with him on the inside in the 53 and drive-through in the 77 on the outside in this starting 6th. Tyler Mallard did not have a good practice, does hates dirt racing, starting 7th. Anthony Gonzalez in the 36 will start outside of him in 8th. Jordan McGraw in the 15 will start 9th. Then it is Ryan Karp in 10th to round out the top 10. From there, you have Andres Molina in the 22, and Cody H Gaming will start outside of him, and Sam Plus RC, Ethan Head, and then David Alvarez and Pantalica did not qualify, so they will start somewhere back there.
Well, and we've heard Pantalica talk about just starting and parking. Right now, taking a look at the points, I won't pull it up on stream, but looking at the points, Pan is in the 5th position. The 4 cars in front of him, Davey, Tommy, Tyler, and Ben. Behind him is Austin. He could lose that 5th spot to Austin by the end of the night. I don't think Alexander Gonzalez, who's in 7th, will get there. He's almost 50 points back on Pan. So drivers coming out on the racetrack right now. We'll go ahead and switch it over to that screen. And get ready to roll here from Wilmot.
And what a race it should be. The first race on the schedule, and the only race on the schedule that I'm aware of, where the sponsor has provided a trophy, which we will attempt to remember to show you by the end of the race.
Yeah, there will be a virtual trophy presentation. The real thing will be sent eventually to whoever wins this, and I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't know who you think's going to win the race.
One of the top, one of the two sitting on the front row.
I was going to say, it is no longer Groundhog Day. Tommy Bordeaux's going to break the streak that Davey has set, and Tommy's going to get his second win of the year. He's going to outsmart Davey here tonight. Oh, rule change. Choose cone. That's a thing in NACOS now. So
you have to explain that because it still doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so in certain races, like in the midgets and stuff, they'll have a cone on the back straightaway where when they're coming to get the green, or they're 2 laps away from green, coming to 1 to green, when the field gets to that cone, they will have to decide which line they want to start in. We're going to see the green flag here. I'm going to keep talking. So when they get to that cone, if you want to start on the outside row and you're supposed to start on the inside row, technically, you can do that.
Okay, interesting strategy.
So we
point
could see somebody from 4th drive-through gets pummeled up and over. Caution. Restart, I'm sure. It's a brutal race. Yeah, okay, there we go. This gives me time to explain it.
Absolute brutality.
Okay, so, as I was saying, that was a mess. Choose cone. When you get to that spot, basically they're going to do it when they say we're doubling up. You can stay on the inside if you want to. You can start on the outside if you want to. The leader has free reign to start on the inside, start on the outside. Same with 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, all the way back through the field. We could see 6 guys line up on the outside and everybody else line up on the bottom. They may not be in order, but if they want to try and gain some spots, especially if they're in the back of the field, like right now, if you're Pantalica and everybody else chooses the bottom, you want to start 2nd on the outside row, you can come on up and do that as long as there's nobody up in front of you. If everybody decides to choose the bottom and you pick the outside, you'll be 1st on that outside line, even though you were 15th. Now you're 2nd coming to the green flag. That is the point of the choose cone. It adds another element to this crazy series, and should add for a little bit of jockeying for position before we even get the green flag, which will add an element of unpredictability on these restarts.
And if NACOS has been anything, it has been unpredictable.
Seriously. Back to show the air. No cautions a year ago. We had what? I don't even know, 10 last week?
We had 3 rollovers. I think it was 3.
I
might have been more. We had a lot of rollovers at show here.
we didn't do a counter for that. So we'll try this again. After drive-through died off turn 2 on the first attempt, field comes through turns 3 and 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway from Wilmot.
Oh, terrible start for Tommy Bordeaux on the outside there. Swings way wide, and that's going to give Roger Ray that shot at 2nd place, and he's going to clear him.
3 wide back there with drive-through. He is thinking way far back. Ethan Head is up off course, I think. Way back behind him, 1 lap in the books. Davey Hazard leads, and Roger Ray's in the 2nd spot. That man is still waving that green flag, even though they've all completed a lap.
He's making sure he earns every bit of his paycheck tonight. Tyler Mallon, surprisingly, up into 5th place, it looks like.
And he said this track sucks. So I'm impressed with where he's at right now.
Maybe happy hour he figured it out. Austin Delgado goes.
Oh, he got punted! What a save!
What a save by Austin Delgado.
He got loose and then got hit by Gonzalez there. That really got him out of shape.
Gonzalez did not make any friends last week, and it looks like he's continuing on that track as drive-through now, working underneath of Delgado in the 39, who is now stuck on that outside, hung out to dry.
It's like Martinsville. The bottom line's your friend. Ryan Karp just sent Austin Delgado to the moon in turn 4, and Delgado is now dead-ass last.
Well,
check that. Ethan Head's on pit road, so he is not completely last, but he's pretty close to it. Davey Hazard's out by almost 0.7 of a second, and Roger Ray is under pressure for that second spot.
Tommy Wardo last time around into turn 3 gave him a bit of a shot to the bumper, so I'm interested to see if he does it again here. Does not, but the battle is heating up for second place.
It's probably the tightest battle for position on the racetrack right now.
And one thing we did notice, and well, I mean, there's this gaggle in the back here.
Well, you'll get that at every racetrack. But they aren't wrecking, so I'm not worried about it right now.
Easter Day holding strong over Malin.
Easter Day making a bit of a comeback tour here in the second half of the season. Not to luck of his own, but the first half of the season was pretty miserable for that 53 crew. He somehow finished 5th last week at Chaudière, even though he got involved in a couple of wrecks. His best finish was 2nd at Montreal. Really, Montreal was the turning point. He hadn't had a finish inside the top 5, I think, all year, except for Montreal. And then, of course, last week at Chaudière. So it's been a rough start to the season for Mr. Ben Easterday.
Quick update, I believe Pan has indeed started and parked this evening.
Malin got sideways in turn 4. He's a roadblock. He got hit by Jordan McGraw. 3 wide into turn 1. McGraw's going to lose 2 spots. Drive-through stuck on the outside. Meanwhile, the battle for second was heating up, and Tommy Bordeaux has taken the number 2 position away. Oh, drive-through almost got turned by Malin. That was close.
They're bottling up back here. Oh, if I can speak this evening. And now Malin back to the top side. McGraw looking underneath. Nothing doing this time by.
You're right, Pantalica has decided to retire. He will finish in the 15th, make it 16th position. Ethan Head's just sitting abandoned on pit road, I guess. Considering it doesn't say that he's retired. Yeah, he's just sitting on pit road. I don't know if he's parked it or not. And now Tommy Bordeaux's trying to close in Davey Hazard. Prevent Davey from winning his 5th race in a row.
And if Tommy's got any speed, he's going to need to show it now. Getting stuck and battling Roger for that second place spot is going to cost him a lot of time. Still a lot of laps to tick off here. 160 of them, actually. So, still a lot can happen. We could still have yet another caution here and bottle everybody back up.
Malin just got sent up the hill in turn 3 by Molina. He hit the wall coming out of 2, and that really slowed him up, and then he got pushed way wide. He gets it rolling. He's now back in, gosh, the 10th spot, I think, now.
I think
fighting
that's
for 10th. Meanwhile, the leader has caught some lap traffic. We are under caution.
Will we miss?
Who done it? Cody. He's in the infield. I think he done it. Taking a look here, replay, and yeah, Cody just lost it. Spun it down onto the apron. Not sure why the caution was for that, because he got it rolling, was out of the racing line.
I think it was right in front of the leader there.
No, but he was off the racing surface. But caution's out, so pits will be open this time by, and we get to see the choose cone in action here in a moment. As looks like most people are staying out, I would imagine, unless you've got damage from hitting the wall. I don't know why you would pit, other than to just waste track position at this point.
It's still really early in this race.
Yeah.
So they will start. Hazard, Bordeaux, Ray, Ben Crazy, and that Cody is not in 5th there. It's actually Anthony Gonzalez in that 36.
Man, he needs to change his name to Anthony.
Is it not Anthony Gonzalez?
It's Alexander. You're so close.
God damn it! I am so sorry.
We'll get name tags on the cars for next week.
Sound like a famous NFL player. That's not my fault.
Well, and Anthony Gonzalez, he was just called Tony Gonzalez throughout his career for the...
That's true. That's true.
God, I can't even think of what team it was.
Really,
Falcons, wasn't it? I gotta look this crap up because it's gonna drive me nuts.
Chief for a while.
See, I was thinking Chiefs, but then I'm like, no, Travis Kelce exists, so it couldn't have been, but...
He was Travis Kelce was his spiritual successor.
Oh, it was Chiefs and it was Falcons, so we're both right.
Yeah,
That's a first. That we're both right on something. That's a first. Typically it's one, the other, or none of us.
There's nothing to do with the race that's happening right now. They are just single file pacing around.
No.
This is what you can expect from ORN broadcasts, everybody.
So he started in Kansas City. 2008 was his last year. Then he went to Atlanta for 5 more years. Sure. Thank you, ProFootballReference.com.
He's not even like Alex isn't even the right number. I don't know why I keep doing that.
Yeah, really.
It's not like he's also in the 88, so I can be like, oh,
Yeah.
you know.
Here we go.
Going.
Choose cone time.
Choose cone.
Easter Day to the top. Drive through to the top. McGraw stays up high. Molina stays low. Same with McGraw. Alvarez to the top. Delgado to the top. Mallon to the top. This is interesting right here. I'm surprised to see Austin stay up there.
This is going to shake some things up. That top side isn't the strongest, so you can make some moves up there, but it is not the strongest.
Well, and
but I think he's really want to see where they can slide in and snap some more spots.
But we've seen people on the bottom send it in and absolutely kill those on the outside. Green flags back in the air. 3 wide. Here comes Gonzalez underneath Roger. Roger shuts the door in turn 1.
Lucky he didn't wind up backwards in turn 1 and 2 there as he looks underneath of Easter Day, heading into 3 and 4. Drive through in 5th behind them, and then it is Gonzalez, and they're bottling up again.
Drive through trying to get by on the outside. Not having a ton of success. He made contact with Gonzalez. He slaps the wall. Drive through slaps the wall. Oh, and Molina gets turned off the bumper of Mallon. Mallon around into Alvarez. Up and over goes David, and he gets hit again. Caution flag for sure. And for the first time tonight, we've got one upside down, and it's David.
David Alvarez. Add 1 to the flip counter, everybody.
And I can confirm Ethan Head out of this one. He'll finish dead last in 16th. Replay time, he was blinking out all over the place. Mallon just sent it in and punted him, really. Not much Molina could do there. And Alvarez with a wild ride, catching the 22 up on the hill. And that sent him up and over. And I think David's race is done here, because that's a lot of damage to that race car.
Yeah, we did hear some people say in practice that if you roll the car is toast, so...
Well, and he's got a lot of roof damage, a lot of front-end damage. And he is coming to pit road this time. Everybody else staying out on the racetrack.
Can we take the second to talk about the choose cone? I love this.
Well, it worked for one guy, and it was Ben.
Ben.
Drive-through made contact and got sent to the back. Delgado fell back, and Alvarez wound up on his lid. So out of everybody, it worked for Ben. He leaped a couple of spots. He's now in the 4th position. He was, I think, 5th or 6th before that caution.
That's got to be a change of pace that he's happy to see, too, considering that in any other race so far, that would have been Ben that was one of the 3 that went to the back. But a 25% success rate? I mean...
That's not bad.
I mean, we only have a small sample size, too. We had, like, a lap. So
Well, and as I talked about, driver on the outside got sent up into the wall or sent up off course because of the cars on the bottom. There's only so much room at this racetrack, and Gonzalez slid up, caught drive-through, put him in the wall. That bottled everybody up, and that's the reason why Mallon came up there flying in like a bat out of hell and got into the back of Molina and got him sideways to start that wreck. Choose cone time. Easter Day to the top. Mallon will go to the top. Drive-through will go to the top. Delgado will go to the top. It's the same guys again. This time, Sam Slusarski will go to the outside.
These guys
Alvarez is still on track. He's going to go with the low line. Fields on the back straightaway. 1 lap to green, half a lap to green. As we're closing in, Andres Molina, he's parked the car. He's done for tonight. So already 13 cars are left. We've already lost 3 cars, and we're not even 30 laps in. Green flags back in the air. We're back underway at Wilmot.
And in the turns 1 and 2 they go. Davey Hazard jumps back out to the lead. Tommy Bordeaux behind him. They're trying to pull Roger with him, but just clears Easterday out of turn 2.
Oh, Easterday trying to fit in the hole. Might be able to here, and he will. Into the 4th place. Oh, Malin! Almost trouble! Drive-throughs around. Off the bumper of Ryan Karp. Single car spin out of the way. We should remain green. Malin and Jordan McGraw side by side. This is for the 6th position.
Well, one thing that Drive-Thru's going to have going for him now is that he was pretty fast in practice, so he's going to have to stay out in front as long as he can to keep himself. Need to hope
for a caution.
Still tons of time left in this race. Now he's just got to race to make it to the end at this point. Davey Hazard continues to lose. Bordeaux, closest he's been so far this race. Inching in on Hazard.
Well, you also have to keep in mind that Bordeaux started in that 3rd spot. He started in 2nd and lost the spot to Roger initially. So he was held up for a while to try and get to that 75. Here's Ryan Karp closing in on Malin for the 7th position. Karp's blinking all over the place, spazzing out. Now back rolling.
He was having connection issues in practice, but it's figured out here.
Back to the leaders.
Everything is kind of single file. Looks like Bordeaux and Tommy are just content with, driving away as
2
they
car
did.
lengths. That's your gap right now.
1.4 second lead over 3rd place Roger Ray in the 84. Tommy not putting any pressure on.
Yeah, just kind of riding it out, especially since it's a teammate in front of him.
Absolutely. The matching 5775 Mercedes. Love to see it. Never before has Mercedes been on a stock car, I would say, of this caliber, and never has it been on a dirt track, and we have broken both of those tonight. So somebody contact the Guinness Book of World Records and let them know.
It'd be even more impressive if they win tonight, and so far it's looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, I mean, we could have the first ever Mercedes championship. We've already had a couple of Mercedes wins, and by a couple, I mean a lot of Mercedes wins.
Yeah, really. The last 5 have gone to Mercedes. It was Tommy, and then 4 in a row with Davey. Malin winning this season opener was the only one that was not a Mercedes.
And he's in a Toyota.
Yeah.
Wow. What a season it's been so far.
Seriously, and we've got half of it left. That's the incredible thing. Once this race is over, we are officially halfway through the NACOS season.
And halfway to the banquet.
Yeah.
And from there, we'll crown a champion. That'll be fun. It is looking increasingly more likely like it's going to be Davey Hazard in that 75. Yeah. But
the fun part...
happen. You never know.
Fun part is after that, then we get to sit and wait and see what happens with the future. As Tommy Bordeaux just biffed it in turn 3 and 4, lost a lot of time to Davey there. We get to find out what happens with NACOS, what a 3rd season could look like. Whether we stay with these cars, how many tracks get axed from the schedule.
I'm sure
if there's a season 3, that's all going to be stuff to look forward to.
All up in the air.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have another disease take over and send us all home so we get to start the season early again like we did this year.
I have that on my card, so...
For 2021, that's fair.
Yeah, so...
Quarter of the way through the race here at Wilmot, Davey Hazard's led every single lap. Tommy Bordeaux, half a second behind him. Teammates...
Has been gap, though.
Yeah. Teammates, friends on the racetrack. Maybe not... Well, friends off the racetrack, maybe not on the racetrack per se, but these guys have been the class of the field all season long.
Yeah, it just seems like as the season goes on, everybody gets slower and they get faster. I don't know what it is.
And Mac is in front of him right now. We'll go on board with him as he's about to get lapped. There goes 1. And there goes 2. Next car to lap, drive through in that 77 machine.
The drive through running for his life right now, trying to be...
Really. He wants a caution, and he wants it bad. The problem is that everybody is too far spread out.
Yeah, we have gone single file here, Wilmot. And, as I say that, Tyler and Elgato almost get together.
That was close.
Ooh, Austin got way out of the throttle on that one. But yeah, drive-through currently running for his life. Needs to be on the lead lap when the caution comes out, or be the first car lap down. And he is still a bit back from Alvarez there in that Pancake 68.
Oh, Delgado wrecked it! Ew, and drive-through clobbers him. Caution.
That's caution. That is
Alvarez involved in it as well.
Smoking.
Oh, that's not good. I have the smoke turned off because of the dirt. It's killed. Then, if it's smoking, that's it.
Done. That's got to be. That's got to be it.
Replay time here. Turn 2. Delgado just got a little too wide, a little too aggressive. Sideways. Cody missed it. Turns back up across. David had nowhere to go. He goes up and slams the outside wall. And drive-through had nowhere to go, just coming up off the corner and clobbered the 39 of Austin Delgado. Will go on board with drive-through here in a moment.
Possibly even ending his race. It looks like Austin just overcorrected there.
Yeah. Well, tried to keep it off Cody, and unfortunately, somebody else was there. Oh, that engine does not sound good. He's on pit road right now. They are able to work on the car, so he's not completely toast. I think we're split about 50-50 on cars that pitted, cars that stayed out. Ethan Head said he was done, even though he's back on the racetrack. I don't know what's up with that.
I think he's going to try. I think his plan is to hide in the pits and then pass anybody that retires. Molina is out. Said that.
Well, he'll have to do another 21 laps to catch up to Molina. Pan and Ethan were on the same lap, so Pan will finish dead last. Ethan Head will finish in the 15th position. For now, depending on what happens with everybody else. Molina is out. Sam Susarski gets the free pass here. Drive-through might have gotten lapped. He did get lapped. He'll get his laps back. They're still working on the car. He's been sitting there for quite some time.
Yeah, I don't know how it looks for that 77 machine.
I think competition-wise, he's toast, but just to log laps and get points. Because he's back in the 10th position right now in points. Hunter B's in front of him. He's not here, so drive-through could get some solid points out of it. And Cody H Gaming's right behind him. Cody's here. He could take away that 10th spot. So drive-through, he's going to have to start winning races out the butt the rest of the season.
We will choose next time by.
Field right now in turn 1. Drive-through's back on the racetrack. He's 1 lap down for now. I'm sure they'll fix that eventually.
And he's going around right now to collect that.
Yep. So we'll see the choose cone in effect probably this time around. As I mentioned before, already a quarter of the way through the race. Black flag for Tyler Mallon. Don't know what he did. They'll probably clear that.
Safe pivot and exit.
Hazard, Bordeaux, Ray, Easterday, Carp, your top 5. Ryan Carp in the 5th position. He's been towards the middle back of the field for most of this race as he goes down to the outside with Easterday. And Carp right now, if I can pull up, Carp's best finish was 7th at Montreal a couple of weeks ago. And Carp sits 13th in the standings, well behind Huang, who only made like 2 starts but has more points than him because he finished so darn high. Field doubled up, getting ready to go. It's Hazard and Easterday that'll lead us back to the green flag. Another great launch for Hazard. Everybody's fanning out as they go to turn 1.
Yeah, he might have gotten in contact with Easterday there, shoved him up the track a little bit, clears the way. And now Ben falls immediately to 4th place, right victim to the fast 3 up here.
And Carp's able to slide into 5th. How about that? So the outside line had no benefit there. They come back exactly where they were before the green flag.
Although if I'm Carp, I'm feeling a little nervous with Gonzalez behind me because he doesn't like back bumpers very much.
Yeah.
See how this plays out. Carp driving a good race so far, as you were saying.
Yeah.
Keeping it relatively clean.
Caution.
And, caution who wrecked? Oh, Mallon and somebody. Drive-through again?
Mallon, and I think it was drive-through, and Austin. Jeez. parking lot on the backstretch. Delgado lost it in turn 2 again, overcorrected again, and Malin clobbered him this time, and drive-through, nowhere to go for the second time. Another hard hit. Delgado's parked it.
That 77 might be done as well.
On board with the 77 of drive-through, and the bad luck train has gone from Easter Day to drive-through.
It has docked, parked in Canada, and here we are.
We leave Canada, and this is what happens. That thing is junk.
I agree. I'm just gonna be surprised if he continues on.
We coming to pit road, as is Malin.
Now 3 retirements.
Well, yeah. Even though Ethan Head's a quarter of the race down, it might as well just retire it at this point.
Yeah, he's playing the position game.
Yep.
And you can't blame him. He didn't anticipate being competitive here, so kudos to him.
They are working on drive-through's car, so apparently there's still some life in it. This is what, third or fourth caution of the night? Somebody in chat, help me out.
Yeah, we have, I've not been counting.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's why I'm like, it's either 3 or 4. I'm trying to remember. Molina was a caution. Delgado was 2 cautions. I think it's only 3. I think this is our 3rd caution.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
And if I'm wrong, sue me.
Or don't. ORN doesn't have the legal funds for this.
We don't have the funds for anything right now.
You should be able to sue you. God, come on.
I mean, we are affiliated, but here we are. And 4 because Cody spun. You're right.
Thank you. Thank you, chat.
So, choose cone time. Carp takes the inside. Ben on the outside. Gonzalez takes the outside.
I think Gonzalez is looking for track position.
As will McGraw. Everybody else choosing the bottom except for maybe Malin. Nope, he's going to go to the bottom as well. So 3 cars choose the top. Everybody else going down low.
And it is interesting to see the choose cone coming into play. That top side is so tempting, even though it's not as fast as the bottom. But the chance for more positions, you just got to go for it.
Green flag back in the air.
Ooh, Easter Day again.
Gonzalez is going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Almost killed Easter Day. Carp got sent up the hill. He hangs on for dear life. He's going to lose 2 spots at least. And Rogers climbing the curb on the bottom. Sideways, almost got run over by Gonzalez.
Bumpered a little bit by Gonzalez there. They're coming through 3 and 4. And Cody
3 and 4. We're on the backstretch right now.
Oh, my God.
Now we're in 3 and 4. Where are we, Bill? All right.
We got that one thing right. Oh, Alvarez on the grass.
Black flag, Tyler Malin.
Unsurprising.
Don't
Probably
know for what.
I would assume an unsafe pit exit.
Probably. And it's been cleared. All right.
Hazard, Bordeaux, Easter Day, and Roger Ray are your top 4. Then it is Gonzalez and Cody. Got loose out of turn 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cody went for a wild ride there in turn 2 on the backstretch, but he is staying alive. Said he wasn't going to run this race. Now he's here and doing all right for himself. 6th right now, about to fall to 7th as McGraw drives in underneath. Carp is there as well to try and take the spot away. Cody going to fight on the outside.
And it looks like he might drop these spots here, but Cody looking good. Don't want to talk about him too much because of the announcer's curse that we seem to have.
Yeah, really.
So,
the commentator's curse certainly exists here. I don't know about anywhere else, but here it does. Roger Ray, Ben Easterday, fighting for the 3rd spot. 2 men in black.
Ben going to be the gentleman, give him the bottom side here, but not give the spot up easy as they head out of turn 2. Down into 3 and 4. Roger Ray underneath. Is he going to send it?
Got it.
Oh, we started looking for a crossover turn out of 4. Not there.
New 3rd place, Roger Ray gets by last season's champion. And the battle for the lead heating up as well between Bordeaux and Hazard.
They are bumper to bumper in those Mercedes.
It's a Mercedes train right now, but it's only 2 cars on the train. They both hit the wall, and they both slide it into turn 1. Both of them lost a lot of time. I think Hazard got the better end of that deal.
Looks like Tommy gets caught driving driving vicariously, and when Davey hit the wall, he did as well. So no harm, no foul.
When in Rome, do what Romans do. They both basically did the same thing all the way through.
Same spot. Even battling for the same amount of real estate on the walls of this track. That's how hard this race has been. We've got Ethan kicking up dirt.
Yeah, he's up riding the wall right now, just kind of limping it around. He's past Molina. He's now 14th on the grid, and he's got to do another 32 laps to get to.
And he hits the wall. Hits the car. Oh my God! Park the damn car.
Replay. Yeah. That orange Coke car is pretty crunched up like a used soda can right now. It's not doing all that well. Apparently, he thinks you have to hit the wall in order to make the corners, because he just hit the wall in the middle of the straightaway.
I mean, if you need to go straight, it certainly will help you go straight. You just won't be able to keep doing it enough. You won't be able to turn it all. So
yeah, really. Lap car is already about to be a factor. It's Slusarski and drive-through as Hazard is closing in. Speaking of Bordeaux, he gave the wall a nice little taparoo coming out of turn number 4.
And they come up on Mech, a.k.a. Sam Slusarski, who just, like, yeets on over the embankment there and lets him on by.
He went off the Grand Canyon there going into turn number 3. He'll just say, all right, take the spots. Leave me alone. Don't kill me.
Drive-through played it safe as well, and either went high as well, but I think he'll go high this turn as well. Or... No,
he started low and then moved up to the high side once he realized how fast they were compared to him. Hits the wall for good measure and keeps going.
Yeah, I don't think that car turns as well as you thought it was. Probably has to do with all the damage he's got, but...
And they're already about to lap Ethan Head again.
Yeah, I have to respect the attempt at the strategy play of waiting in the pits until you have people to pass on retirement and then going after it, but he's just in the way.
Whoa! Tommy Bordeaux just about burned down the building in turn 1 and 2. I mean, it wasn't even close to making the corner. He was sliding, but he shouldn't have been sliding, and that line was not good for Tommy.
No, and
cost him a lot of time.
Who is out? Oh, Tyler Mallon is up at the pit. Is up by the pace car.
Replay for Mallon, and he just Dukes of Hazzard into the fence, out for the race, and the meltdown for second place in the standings continues. Well, now third place. He could lose third by next week, especially if Ben wins a race next week. When we go to Madison, that'd be something. Ben right now in the 4th position trying to navigate the lap traffic.
Easter got to keep it clean. Trying to rebound his season now, trying to make the best of what he can. Unfortunately, just caught up in everybody else's garbage.
Well, and even with all the bad luck that we've seen him have, he's 4th in the points.
That consistency.
He's behind Mallon and the 2 Mercedes that we've seen dominate the season. That's it. He is the highest non-winning driver in the whole field right now in points. It's ridiculous.
And Ben, and that is what wins championships. Ben was...
That's what did it last year. He won 1 race. It was at the halfway point in the season. Never looked back, even though we almost blew it away. But drive-through choked a couple enough times that Ben was able to securely hang on at Slinger.
He Matt Kenseth the season last year.
Seriously.
Consistent, and then won the title. So
yeah.
Sometimes that's all it takes. However, with the runaways that are 1 and 2 right now working their way through the field,
they need lap cars to start taking swings at him during races. That's the only way that these two aren't going to win the championship in one form or another here. They're just too good.
They are. They have set the talent bar much higher than I think anybody was ready for.
Like last year it was Cosman, but he didn't show up every week. He only showed up 4 times and he won 3 of them. Well, forget it, because Davey Hazard hasn't finished worse than 2nd in his entire NACOS career. He's making his 10th career start tonight. He's had 9 top 2 finishes.
And I gotta say, he also disrespected the shrimp trophy that's on the line a little bit by calling it just a plastic shrimp.
Well, you know what? I think we can both agree that this race is pretty fishy because there's a shrimp on the line at the end of this thing. But I saw Ethan Head in the background. He was on pit road. I don't know what he's doing, but
who's on pit road?
Oh, the slow 17 car.
Oh.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where he's going. I don't know if he knows that either. He's back on the racetrack.
Maybe he just went that way to get out of the way.
Well, maybe. But not a lot of battling going on right now. I think the closest battle is for the lead between the 75 and the 57. And Tommy's back on the back bumper. That's 75. Past halfway.
We've seen this a couple times in this race so far, but every time Davey has like pure ice in his veins because he does not get rattled. He barely. I've seen him make, I think, maybe one mistake. There's one right there, actually.
Yeah.
So
Believe me, I've seen Davey make mistakes. I saw him get dumped in an iRacing race at South Boston. First turn, first lap, first corner. He was the leader. He came back out and jumped the guy that did it. Meanwhile, Tommy with the crossover gets the spot side by side.
Oh, and he cuts the door on Davey and is going to take that lead. And now what can he do with it?
Tommy Bordeaux to the top. Teammates going at it for the lead and potentially the win here at Wilmot. What a battle. Here comes Davey back to the bottom. Bordeaux's going to shut the door.
They are not going to give each other an inch. They are not. Ethan better get out of the way. That 17 car is just, get out of the way. Oh, and Hazard overcooked the engine to the turn, but Bordeaux overcooked the exit.
Hazard's back on him. Here we go. Turn 2, and Bordeaux pulls away again.
Bordeaux, and then Hazard working from behind. Not something he's used to here. Through 3 and 4, going to stay clean. And maybe he'll just tuck in away. Maybe he'll take off some laps.
Well, Hazard had to drift it into turn 3 and 4 right there. He was sideways at the center of that corner coming off. That allowed Bordeaux to pull away a little bit.
I wonder now if it's tires wear becoming a factor, because I believe these two have not pitted.
Oh,
right?
Davey just slapped the wall coming out of turn 4. It wasn't a brush, it was a slap. He's got a lot of right side damage to that car now. And he's still fighting for the lead. Maybe it helps him turn better. Here he is, inside, underneath for the lead with Bordeaux.
Tommy going to have to give him the space into turn 1 and 2. Going to take the high side. It's going to open that gap right back up, and Hazard's going to just take that spot, clear him out of turn 2.
Clears him for now. Tommy still has to run the high side. Now we're going to try and cross over in 3 and 4. Hazard gets a little sideways. He has to take the bottom. Mech parks it on the bottom to let the leaders by, and Tommy's back on the back bumper of Davey in turn 2. Oh, Hazard almost spun it. These guys are out of their minds.
I don't know if these two have pitted yet, but their tire wear certainly
No, they haven't. They have not.
They look like they're starting to race on ice out here. That's an interesting concept.
They're putting on a show for us. Hazard slides it up the hill. Bordeaux hits the wall in the middle of the straightaway. And it cost him.
It certainly did. He's going to have to work now. He's going to have to work his way back to the back bumper of Hazard, who is now working in on drive-through, which could play in Bordeaux's favor.
That's true.
Drive-through hanging out up top. Getting it. I don't even know if you'd really call it a race car anymore.
It's something. It's
looking more like what you take to the demolition derby.
Yeah, really. Ethan Head just hit the wall for the 800th time tonight. Got his Wilmot stripe again.
A lot of Wilmot stripes through the field as well, and it looks like Hazard's starting to pull away. That is a gnarly-looking one on the side of Hazard's car.
Yeah, he clobbered the wall coming out of turn 4. And then he still made the pass for the lead after doing it.
And I just want to point out that while these two are under a second behind each other, third place is 5 seconds back.
Yeah. And this is the longest green flag run we've had of the night, no doubt about it.
We just crossed 100 laps.
Yeah.
60 more to go. I know the graphic says 50, but you know what? We all can't be perfect. Except for this trophy. This trophy's perfect.
Sluzarski gets out of the way. Next lap car is Ryan Carp. He is on the lead lap in the 8th spot right now.
I would like to take this moment to point out that 9th, 10th, 11th are 1 lap, 2 lap, and 3 laps down, respectively.
And then 12th is 26 laps down. 13th, 47 laps down. 14th, 49 laps down. 15th, 75 laps down. And 16th, 97 laps down. There you go.
Somebody dropped in that Davey threw the smash and pass where he smashes the wall and took the lead. Best of both worlds, I guess.
There you go.
I don't even know. What is even happening elsewhere around the track?
Not much.
Ben's by himself. Rogers by himself.
I think there's a battle between Gonzalez and Jordan McGraw going on right now.
Yeah, looks like it's been raging for a little bit here.
Gonzalez, this is for 5th. Gonzalez in 5th. McGraw in 6th.
And Gonzalez has been up here before, but has always met some misfortune, so hopefully he can fix that, keep it going.
Carp going to shut the door on Hazard. Now he moves up out of the way, but that allows Bordeaux to close in a little bit. Next car is Cody H Gaming. I'm sure he'll get out of the way.
Cody, the gentleman of the league, for sure. Doesn't always have the best luck, but will always do what's right.
Yep. The winner at DuQuoin a season ago. Another dirt track. I believe it was Cosman that won at Eldora last year. That was what got replaced for this event to happen.
Correct.
That race wasn't all that great. I'll be honest. This one's a lot better, though.
That race was not fun to drive either. Don't worry. There was some attempt at making the track feel more dirt racy, and it did the opposite effect, in my opinion. But it's over. That was last season. I still finished.
That sounds like an R.
Finished third or fourth or something. There are a gaggle of people in turn 1 and 2 around the leaders.
Yeah, they're
coming up on fifth and sixth.
They're on the highway to the danger zone right now, and Easter Day is about a straightaway ahead of the leaders. So these guys are about to lap the freaking field, except for Roger. Roger's far enough away that they may lap him by the end of this thing, but that would be about it.
And we'd have to go green at the end as well.
Well, that's true.
Because Roger is pretty fast, but he's just not these two fast.
But even if we get a caution, that won't get everybody back on the lead lap, I don't think.
It will not, no. With coming up on Gonzalez now, I wonder if he's going to just...
Oh, Hazard got the wall, a little sideways going into turn 1, gets back under it, but here comes Tommy.
Tommy always lurking, ready to strike as soon as he gets a mistake made by Hazard, who, as I was talking about last time, then made a mistake, and he was able to lead a couple laps, get those bonus points. So we can see how he reacts, especially in lap traffic. As we're in these faster guys up here towards the front, especially for the top 5, I assume they're not going to go down easy.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Also, just in case there was any doubt, Davey Hazard led the most laps so far tonight. He will lead the most laps. We're way past halfway. He's led more than 80 laps. Right now he's on 109. So, yeah, Davey Hazard gets those bonus points as well. Gonzalez almost dies as Bordeaux tries to get by him. Next car to lap, Ben Easterday.
Ben Easterday riding around in that 4th spot, 14 seconds back from the leaders who are now in his mirror.
Yeah, right or not, here they come.
And they are on a tear. Wall slaps, bumper touches, doesn't matter. These guys have just worked their way through this whole field.
The gap's still about half a second between the top 2. But Tommy's right there ready to pounce.
I wonder if tire wear will become a factor as the race carries on. Whether or not they're gonna, these two might.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
it's a dirt track. I'm willing to bet the tires the tires are probably at 99 on the right front right now. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I was just trying to make conversation.
Well, I get that, but there's also a point of realism which doesn't exist in NR. But
Just naysay, it's fine. Yeah, it's cool.
Easterday, 1 lap down. 3 cars on the lead lap.
He squeaked underneath of Slusarski there on the top. Just trying to stay out of the way and take off lap after lap. Got to give it to the rookie. Putting in the time. I'm surprised that we've gone this long without a caution.
Seriously. I thought we were going to have another one after that restart, but we only had 3 cars line up on the outside, so that might have had something to do with it. Tommy's closing in on Davey again.
And Tommy getting hungry now as the laps start to tick off. The shrimp trophy on the line here. Is he going to break his best friend's streak and take the top spot for himself and take the bragging rights? Because, I mean, Davey can win 4 races in a row. But did he win the shrimp trophy?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We'll have to find out. Drive-through goes another lap down. That puts him 3 down inside the final 40 laps. We've been there for a little while, but I only noticed it now, so I'm going to say it now. Inside 40 laps to go.
And the laps really are just starting to, tick off.
Yeah, we're flying here.
Roger, 7 seconds back, so he's still half a lap behind these guys.
Just about, and it looks like Hazard is starting to finally pull away from Bordeaux. Ryan Karp's on pit road. I saw that in the background. He's probably getting something, I don't know.
Anyone's guess at this point.
And Gonzalez has climbed into the 4th spot. Easterday fell to 5th after getting lapped.
Ooh, unfortunately, might have got stuck up on that high side as he was working his way around.
Maybe. Because, well, Gonzalez was catching Easterday even without the leaders up their rear. And,
maybe Ben's car has fallen off of him. He's lost the feel for it.
maybe. We've got 34, 33 laps to go. 34 laps to go. Here at Wilmot.
There's that famous ORN math.
It happens. Ethan Head,
Hey.
I think, is on pit road for the 3rd time tonight.
I think he's just passing through, like as he goes around.
Maybe. Tommy trying to close it in again. Gap still about half a second. So close. Tommy just needs to stop making mistakes and have Hazard make a mistake. They both drive it into the wall for good measure off the front stretch.
Ooh, and Tommy's car got tight.
Yeah, he went way up the hill in turn 1.
And car would not turn on him.
I think he might be driving it a little too hard getting in. And that's what's causing the car to slide up the hill so much. Hazard's pitting! Davey
Pitting?
Hazard's pitting. Tommy Bordeaux is your new leader, coming
Are they
to
not taking
30
off fuel?
laps to go.
Are they not going to make it on fuel?
They should.
What happened there?
Is it?
Why?
I'm assuming this is for tires? Can they not make it on fuel? Have to find out. We'll find out post-race.
Yeah, I don't know if did he get tires there?
Well, Hazard.
No, he just got gas. I don't think they can make it. Maybe
Well,
this
that
was Tommy's
means-
strategy.
That means Gonzalez will have to pit, and Ben, and Roger, and Tommy, and Cody.
Have all of them not pitted?
All of them have not pitted.
I wonder now if that is a strategy play. I wonder if it's because he was leading the race for so long, just burned so much fuel off. But I don't know.
It's not a plate track. I don't think that would have too much of an effect.
It's NR. Who knows?
That's fair, but
You can't make it on fuel. That is a confirmation from a driver.
cannot make it on fuel.
Oh, great.
Thank you, Austin.
We appreciate it. Austin Delgado, everybody.
All right, so our trace track facts were wrong. They were wrong. They've been fact checked. We're fake news.
In my defense, I just licensed my name for the track fact. You did track fact. So
That's true. I blame the NR Garage then, because it told me 267 laps on fuel. I think, unless I forgot to change it from another track. I'm pretty sure it's right. Inside 30 laps to go. We'll have to see if Tommy can make it, how far he's willing to make it. Jordan McGraw pitted, but way before this. So he right now is the first car on the racetrack that should be able to make it to the end. He is in the 4th spot, 1 lap down.
and Hazard dropped to 7th place
7th, yep.
on that pit stop. So now
He is
Tommy
he's only 6 seconds behind McGraw.
Rogers gonna pit as well. So there goes
Yep.
Easter Day as well.
Easterday and Gonzalez and Cody, who's now in 5th. He passed Ben. Rogers on pit road right now. So everybody is 1 lap down or more.
Oh, this is gonna be a strategy. There goes Bordeaux. Oh, he almost rolled it.
Trying to find him for goodness sake. Where is he?
He's in the pits right now.
And Rogers back on the racetrack. Gonzalez is going to unlap himself here.
A great shuffle towards the end of the race.
And he's pitting. He hit the wall trying to get onto pit road. So Jordan McGraw takes the 2nd spot away.
Bordeaux coming out of pits right now.
Yeah.
He's
And
gonna come
Roger got by Tommy.
out. Ooh, he's side by side. This is the race for the lead right here. Jordan McGraw underneath of Tommy Bordeaux.
And Jordan McGraw's going to take the lead? Are you kidding me?
Jordan McGraw is your race leader in that 15. Haven't talked about him all race, and here
20
he is.
laps to go. Here comes Bordeaux back on the bottom.
Bordeaux, not an easy guy to keep at bay. Jordan overcooks turn 1 and is going to lose that spot. Tommy back to the lead.
Tommy Bordeaux back out in front. Hazard is 5 seconds back in the 3rd spot. Cody Age Gaming still on the racetrack. Rogers in 5th right now on the lead lap as Gonzalez comes off pit road.
And I won.
Cody is still on the racetrack.
Ooh, Ethan spun it. Oh, this might be a caution.
This is coming off turn 2. Leaders are still green.
Oh, he's off. He pulled off the track. I think we're okay.
Still green.
Sarsky gonna... Oh, nope. Just going up top. Thought he was spinning.
And McGraw's lost a lot of time. Hazard's closed in. The gap now 4 seconds, but he's got under 20 laps to get up to Tommy. I think this is Tommy's race to lose right now, unless there's a caution.
Indeed, he can feel it. He can feel it in his bones. He's going to be the shrimp champion of...
He's going to break the streak of Davey Hazard, and this could... Hold on a second. Hazard's in third. This could be his worst career NACOS finish ever.
What? That doesn't happen!
That just registered with me right now. He is 4 seconds back from... 3 seconds back from McGraw. It's going to be close for him to get to second. He's going to have to push really hard to get there.
Yeah, this is really... That's going to be the storyline of the race. Now, forget the streak being broken.
Yeah.
Is this going to be Davey Hazard's worst finish in NACOS?
In his 10th career start.
Has not finished... And, I mean, honestly, that's still admirable that he's not finished off the podium, even if he does.
And he gets by. No lap cars between himself and McGraw. The gap's still about 3 seconds. 2 seconds now. A little more than 2. A little under 3. If that makes any sense.
Hazard, the man on the mission in the 75.
And Tommy's just cruising around, coming to 13 laps to go.
Not sure how much Tommy can cruise. He's got to keep his foot in it. His race to lose.
That's true, but I don't think Hazard has enough time to get there. He might get to McGraw. I don't think he'll get to Tommy unless there's a caution or Bordeaux really screws up a corner.
What, 21 laps to go this time? That's still a lot of time.
Not 21. That would be 11.
Oh, that's 11. Yep. Famous ORN math.
ORN math. There you go. So 10 laps to go this time by for Tommy Bordeaux, trying to get his second career win, second win on the season.
Tommy Bordeaux, the more quiet of the two between the 57 and the 75.
And here, tell you what, here comes Hazard. He's close.
He is, yeah, I give him 2 turns before he's caught up.
I don't know about 2 turns, maybe a couple of laps.
I think I meant laps. I don't know anymore.
But I mean, he is there.
He is indeed.
He's within striking distance within a second.
Now, McGraw went down pretty easy to Bordeaux, so I think Davey can
Oh, Davey about died going into turn 1. That was scary.
Yeah, he knows that his worst finish is on the line here.
Yeah.
He's pushing on McGraw right now.
McGraw slides up. Here comes Hazard underneath. For second, Davey Hazard keeps the streak alive.
Keeps
for now. He's 3 seconds back,
car
coming to 7 laps to go.
What a car length between him and McGraw coming out of turn 1 and 2. That was impressive.
6 to go right now.
I think there's too many. I think it's too much.
He would need to gain half a second a lap.
Bordeaux has to keep it clean.
He needs to hope everybody else keeps it clean. 5 to go at Wilmot.
The caution here would ruin Bordeaux's race.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What
a race
a wild finish to this one. Couple of cautions early. We go caution-free for the last, 90-some laps. And it puts us in an incredible fuel mileage finish where everybody needs to pit. The undercut didn't work for Davey. He pitted early, and he lost time to Tommy. He was 5 seconds back when he was ahead by half a second going onto pit road.
Yeah, I don't know if Tommy took less fuel because I feel like his pit stop was a lot shorter.
Sure, unless there was damage that Hazard decided to fix. We've got 2 laps to go. Coming to the white flag. Tommy Bordeaux won at CTMP, 5 weeks ago now? It's been a while. In his 7th career start tonight. He's made every single race so far. He's going to end the 4-race win streak for Davey Hazard. But he's going to keep Mercedes in victory lane. Tommy Bordeaux wins at Wilmot.
And he has taken home the Shrimp Trophy. What a run to the finish there. Oh, my. Well, we've got a new person in the booth, at least.
Yeah, we get to bring in Jordan McGraw.
The
first new voice we've brought in, other than Easter Day, all season.
I'm going to start with him, actually.
And this is McGraw's best finish since Road America last season, where he did finish third. So this ties his best career finish in NACOS.
And we'll bring him up here and start there, because I'm Sue 1 and 2 are going to want to talk at the same time. So
That's fair.
Gas to make it to the end. We got
on in.
third.
Welcome on in. Third place, Jordan McGraw. How are you feeling?
I feel fantastic.
So
I can't believe that actually worked out for me.
that was quite something to watch. You were kind of hanging out in the middle of the pack most of the race, and then suddenly you were leading or battling Bordeaux for the lead as he came out of his pit stop. So was your plan there then to just hold on to it as long as you could?
Well, I felt like I had a top 5 car the whole race, but I knew I was just looking at the fuel mileage, and I knew we were going to be short, so I pitted under one of those cautions, and I thought maybe I'd have a chance to actually win the race, and we ended up finishing a couple seconds behind the leader, and I feel pretty good for once.
So talk us through the race. I mean, is there any moments that you were kind of worried you didn't think you were going to have it? So anything you want to highlight?
Well, every time we had a caution and we slowed down, the estimated fuel went up, so it looked like we were going to have enough gas, but I wasn't really sure, and I didn't want to take chances, so I went and topped off under one of those cautions.
That'll do it. That fuel mileage was a big factor there at the end. Cost Davey Hazard the race. So as always, we always ask anybody you want to say hi to, anybody you want to give a shout out to.
No, I just want to thank this whole league, though, because it's been real interesting being here. A lot more competition than my other league, so I had a good time racing with these guys.
Well, we are happy to have you, and we will see you next week.
Thank you very much.
That was third place, Jordan McGraw, in the 15. Now we got to bring up the fan favorites.
Well, and I've got good news on the points as well. You can bring up Tweedledee and Tweedledum, bring them up in for their weekly post race interview.
Here come the Bash Brothers up into the booth. Davey Hazard, Tommy Bordeaux, welcome back up. God, I feel like I can't get away from you.
How's it going, fellas? It's good to see you again.
First and foremost, Tommy, congratulations on being the first ever holder of the Shrimp Trophy.
My God, thank you so much, Trace. I wanted that shrimp so bad, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't have gotten it without the help from Davey. I'm terrible in our dirt tracks, and he told me some tips earlier today, and I think that made all the difference. And holy cow, I want that shrimp, baby.
Yeah, and we love to see it. Davey, fuel mileage got you.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not frustrated. We were under the impression that we were going to be able to make it to the end. And by the time I realized that our fuel mileage stopped getting better, we were green to the end, and Tommy managed to find a few seconds in the pit stop, and I wasn't able to recover. I'm obviously if I'm going to get beat by anybody, I'd rather beat him than anybody in the field. Sorry, field. Tommy's my boy, but I am very, very frustrated that we lost it that way. I wish I could have wheeled for it, but nevertheless, fuel mileage did get me. It kind of stinks, but it is what it is. These things happen.
A couple times through that race, you guys jockeyed for position side by side. A lot of respect between the two. It's very evident. And I gotta add though, Tommy, not only did you break the streak, because winning 4 races is winning 4 races, but you are now the proud holder of the first ever Shrimp Trophy.
And you can see the shrimp on the screen right now. Actually, it's not actual size, but
obviously not.
nonetheless.
But obviously, Shrimp Trophy heading your way. I will get that contact info from you shortly. So, guys, talk to me. Talk to me about the race. Anything you need to get off your chest? Any moments that you really you were really worried? Long green flag run there at the end. That had to be something as well.
Yeah, well, I noticed the fuel mileage going away, and I figured after that what ended up being the final restart, I thought, well, it's still a little bit early yet. I want to make sure I have some insurance on fuel, so I'll come down and I'll pit on the next yellow, which never came. So I tried to go out there and save. No, I didn't save, but I wanted to go as far as I could, hoping to get a yellow, but also to minimize time on pit road. So at the end, I only took a half a can and no tires. So I don't know what Davey's laps were like. I know he pitted earlier than me, so that might have been the difference. But other than that, I mean, it was fun to race wheel to wheel for a little bit. Then I gave it up, and so I had to kind of regroup. And then right around that time was when the fuel question started creeping in. But oh my goodness, if there's one thing that's going to get me to race hard, it's going to be a novelty trophy. And I'm so happy to come away with the shrimp. I can't wait to hoist it above my head.
And we can't wait to see it hoisted as well. purely for comic purposes, was a shrimp chosen. So Davey, man, you had a lot of good battles. You had Tommy breathing down your neck the whole race. At what point did you regret telling him any tips about dirt racing?
Oh, when I came in the pits and he came out 2 seconds ahead of me. That's when I regretted it. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to run him down anymore. I think I cut about a half second off in those last laps, but no, the whole race, like, I mean, I'm relatively confident in my wheel-to-wheel abilities, so I'm not super worried, and it's Tommy, so like if I finish second to Tommy wheel-to-wheel, that's a good night. But no, I really the whole race I was relatively comfortable in the lead. That first run I got out to a big gap, and I was, that middle run, that last run at the end right before we went in the pits, I was on the F3 checking the F3 every straightaway, and trying to, like, just wondering, like, are we gonna get a yellow? Is the fuel mileage gonna work out again? Because I was checking it like in the first few runs, and it was weird. We were getting 2 track laps to every projected lap we had on our fuel. I remember saying that during a caution at some points, like, oh, it won't be a problem. Lo and behold, we go green on that last run, and suddenly I'm losing fuel mileage again. So it was just a weird race, weird vibes the whole time. I really couldn't really get into the groove except for that first run because I was just too busy looking at fuel, and then obviously that all went down and Tommy got the lead, and yeah, I mean, again, I can't say it's not super frustrating to lose a race that way. Everyone wants a cool trophy. Daytona has the Harley J. Earl and the Rolex, and Chileville's got the Golden Driller, and now Wilmot has the shrimp, and I don't got the shrimp. It's pretty disappointing, but I'm glad Tommy's got it. It was good. Congratulations.
Maybe he
obviously, Tommy.
Maybe he can send it to you, and you can at least touch it.
Yeah. Next time we meet up.
Loan it to
Hey,
me on
fun
weekends.
fact. We've met up before, and we live across the country from each other, so there's definitely gonna be times in the future where we meet up. So
You got to bring the trophy with you. It'll be smart to
absolutely.
fit in some carry-on luggage. So I'm sure that
exactly.
Next time we go to Daytona, we always like to sneak into victory lane. This past year, I brought an FTF, the FTF Racing League. I brought an FTF trophy into Daytona victory lane. Next year, we're bringing the shrimp.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Love to hear it. Well, guys, as always, anybody want to say hi to? Anybody want to shout out?
I'll go first. I know he's got some people.
I'm sure there's people I know watching. Mom and Dad, probably, obviously, they love watching it. You guys do a good job. And obviously, because you guys do a good job, you guys, again, as always, every single time, Cody, Drive Through, all my guys that watch, that I sim race with, everybody that I know, you guys are the best. I love you guys, all of you. Yeah, and thank you to TWB for providing technologies for the race team.
And Tommy?
Yeah, definitely just a big thank you to everybody at TWB Technologies and PTR. These Mercedes-Benzes have been fast all year long. I don't think we finished outside of that first position since I think the first race of the season. So it's been real big. I'm happy to get a 1-2 with Davey. The circumstances work great, but I got a shrimp coming to my house, and I can't wait for it. Shout out to you, of course, Trace, for providing that. That every little special thing like that makes online racing seem just a little bit more real, and is so cool to have.
Hey, I'm happy to provide. Got to make it good for the fans, and a novelty trophy is always the way to make things more interesting. So thank you, guys. We will see you next week, probably in the same thing.
Yeah. We'll see you next week in Madison.
We'll see you.
I hope so.
Get out of here. Get out of here. All
There
right.
you have it. First and second place, Tommy Bordeaux, Davey Hazard. One final note here before I get the final thoughts. David Alvarez, top 5. Finished P5, 2 laps down. That is not his best finish, believe it or not. His best finish came at DuQuoin last season. He finished 3rd,
Right.
but his best finish on the year, no doubt, for David Alvarez.
Also the best finish for anybody who's rolled a car.
You know what? You're right. He rolled this race car and was involved in another accident, and he brought it home 5th. Beat
Yeah.
Cody Gonzalez, Carp, Easterday. My goodness. Final thoughts.
I really miss Cherry Vanilla Dr. Pepper, and I don't think we're really coming back here next year.
You don't think we're coming back here next year? What?
I think the spread of the field was too much. The end of the race was interesting, but I think the spread of the field was too much. I don't expect us to come back here next year.
I guess that makes sense. But either way, thanks so much for being here. It was another fun week of NACOS. Next week, we are at Madison International Speedway. Never been there before in my life. Don't know what it's going to look like. We don't have a sponsor for it yet. We don't have a title sponsor for it. We'll have a name for it by this time next week. Madison coverage begins 8 o'clock next week, Tuesday, July 7th. It's July tomorrow. We're officially halfway through the year once the clock hits midnight tonight. Be happy about it. So, yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Let me pull up the credits, because for some reason I don't have that on the other screen. Thanks to MDK, also known as Jeff Krause, for designing the ticker, Cody Hick and Davin Cornelius for owning the league, Ben Easterday for putting up the service for us, all of us here in the booth, all of our sponsors, thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you. Tommy Bordeaux, your winner here at Wilmot. For Trace Ryder, I'm Jacob Hitz. Thanks for being here for the ride. We'll see you next week from Madison. See you then.